What's good, y'all? New game alert, for me at least. Granblue Fantasy Relink. Who's excited to play this game? I don't know much about it. I'm not gonna lie to you. I just discovered it today. I saw like a little preview of how it was looking on Steam, and I'm not gonna lie, it was giving me the vibes of like a mixture of like Final Fantasy 16 as far as like the combat was looking, and as far as how the music was sounding, and then like the art style was like very like anime-ish, like a little bit heavy on the anime style. And it's multiplayer, 4-player co-op from what I've seen. So now I need to see like what this game is about. So I'm about to check this first video and hopefully it tells me something. And look, it says fantasy. Look how it pops up in this little thing right here. It kind of pops up like a Final Fantasy game. Looks like it's made by some group called what's the group called? Psy Games. Don't know much about them, but yeah, I'm excited to check this out. So let's see.
I love myself the smell of a brand new anime game. Welcome to Granblue Fantasy Relink. This was the game that I spent 10 hours playing, a 30-minute demo. So suffice it to say, I am pretty excited for it.
Wait,
now, today,
did you say 10 hours playing a 30-minute demo? Okay.
we're gonna dive into the story mode, and I'm gonna show you the start of story mode only. I do believe that in the long term, most of my playtime is gonna be on quest mode, but we gotta beat the story first. So here we go.
All right, let's
The first thing the game does is give
on.
you a moan. Okay, yeah, it's an anime game. My name is Globku, but if you call me Globku in the cutscenes, I am gonna lose it, because that is clearly Gran, okay? That's my name for the online. If you tell everyone that this character is called Globku, I swear to God. If you're not familiar with Granblue Fantasy, it's basically One Piece, but you're not sailing the seas, you're sailing the skies. You got airships. If you're not familiar with One Piece, I can't help you. My bad, sorry. But it's the same basic concept where you're traveling from an island to the next island, and each one has its own self-contained story. You're solving the locals' problems, meeting some new characters, some of them become new crew members, and some of them you never see again.
I knew you'd say something like that.
See, no, his name is not Globku. That's Gran right there. I knew it was.
We're glad to have your
Stop
eagle
talking
eye on
about
you.
the dude's eye, please. All right, here we go. We're summoning Bahamut frame 1. So, yeah, this game ain't messing around. Try not to hit the ship.
Yeah,
Bahamut.
see, that's the part I'm talking about. Like looks like
Please. That's
looks like Bahamut
okay.
from
Well,
Final
you killed
Fantasy.
3 wyverns. I think that was a bit of an overkill. They gotta give you a reason to not summon.
Wait, he said I killed.
Please. That's okay. Well, you killed 3 wyverns.
Wait, now do they actually call them wyverns in this game? Because if so, that means this is like a Final Fantasy game basically. If they're using the same names, like the wyverns in Final Fantasy 16.
Summoning Bahamut frame 1. So, yeah, this game ain't messing around.
Oh, it actually does says wyvern. That's the same creature that's in Final Fantasy 16. Is this something I'm missing? Is this look like a Final Fantasy world? Is this made by the people who? But it doesn't say Square Enix though. I'm confused a little bit. Okay.
We're summoning Bahamut frame 1. So, yeah, this game ain't messing around. Try not to hit the ship, Bahamut. Please. That's okay. Well, you killed 3 wyverns. I think that was a bit of an overkill. They gotta give you a reason to not summon Bahamut all the time, right? There's gotta be a reason why we can't just do that for every level. Is that it? There it is. There's a reason. Oh my God, called it immediately. Are they taking control of Bahamut somehow?
Wait. So what's going on? Is he going through the entire game? What's going on here? Boss fight, finding the crew, crocodile boss fight, into the town, goblins, Egan versus challenge mode, fallen bridge section, primal beast boss fight, final boss fight. What the hell? did he beat the entire game or something? I don't think. It was just incredible. Alright. It looks like he's going through a lot more of the game than I wanted to see. Because I kind of want to see, like, what is this game about? I don't want to get spoilers of the game. But this game was on the radar once I played 40 hours on the demo. And the amount that was on it alone, I had to see more. There was a demo for it? Really? Is your demo still out or no? I'm not seeing any demos out now. Okay. Hold on, let me go back. Alright. What is this game about? Review. Let me get a review. Here we go. Let's go for a review.
I've put about 20 hours into Granblue Fantasy Relink, and boy, if you could smell me right now, you'd probably click off this video. I did this for you.
Yeah, that means my man, he said how many hours? Like 20 hours? If that's 20 hours straight, like he didn't go to sleep, I mean my man wasn't scrubbing his ass. That's what that means. But I mean his smile looks clean. So he looks like he at least brushed his teeth for the video. But man, that neck beard, bro, you gotta take care of that neck beard. That neck beard looking crazy.
Blue Fantasy Relink, and boy, if you could smell me right now, you'd probably click off this video. I did this for you though, so you better not click off. I've cleared the story, done a lot of post-game content, and I should be unlocking the Maniac difficulty tonight. With my experience.
What, he said he cleared the story? Doesn't this game come out in like 2 days though? Like, doesn't this come out on the first? Am I bugging?
From all this time invested, I'm gonna help you decide if Granblue Fantasy Relink is worth it for you, and then probably go take a shower. Just to cut to the point, I'm loving the game so far. I do believe though there is a demographic that probably shouldn't buy this game, so let's start by addressing that. You've probably seen people beat the game so fast and thinking, damn, this game is easy, is it even worth the money? And I see how you can come to that thought without the context. These people are clearing the main story, which is a portion of the game, so we're gonna start by addressing the story.
Wait, hold on. This will be a spoiler-less, okay, spoiler-less review. Any cutscenes will be from the first stage of the game. Okay.
People are clearing the main story, which is a portion of the game, so we're gonna start by addressing the story. This game doesn't require you to have any prior knowledge of Granblue Fantasy, but there are some references to events that happen outside of the game. They do a good job informing you of terms that are referenced that may require you to have some previous Granblue Fantasy knowledge though, and so it does make up for it. The story, in my opinion, was very predictable for about the first 80% if you've played any other JRPG, but luckily, the stage design made up for that easily. I was extremely impressed by the gameplay of every stage because it felt so interactive, like I was just in an anime movie playing my character as I'm fighting through the story and getting to the bosses. The last 20% of the story also really picked up, but it only took me about 11 hours to clear the entire storyline. I know a lot of people ask, is this a gacha? And it's not. And within the first 3 hours of the story, you're able to unlock any character with the crewmate card, which you can get to from this little guy here, and we can see that all the characters are available and all these crewmate cards I've gotten just from progressing through the story. Like an MMORPG, the content of this game really opens up once you clear the main story. I feel like there was a lot of care put into the main story, especially with the stage design, the character design, and all the mobs. But if you're a person that only buys JRPGs for the story, this game may not be for you. Now, if you don't mind playing online with or without friends, this is where this game is going to excel. Most of the actual long-term content is going to come post-story with the quest system and gearing out your character. This game is going to be very grindy, attempting to unlock all of your masteries.
Golly. You saw that?
This game is...
Oh my goodness. He said very grindy. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not looking for any grinding right now, man. I'm not gonna front. I'm not really looking for any grinding games right now. there's so many games I'm trying to get through. You know, there's so many games. I'm trying to finish Final Fantasy 16 right now. Final Fantasy 16 is long as hell. I mean, I don't know, it feels long. But then again, I'm doing all the side missions as well. So that's probably what's really eating up my time. Because you'll get a little tray of side missions, like 3 or 4 in between like main missions. And those 3 or 4 side missions could easily take you an hour to do. You know what I mean? Because it's a lot of dialogue within the side missions that even if you're skipping, you know, just if you're like reading it yourself faster than they are actually voice acting it, if you're reading faster than the voice actor, you can, you know, skip the dialogue before he even finishes his sentence to get through the dialogue faster. But still, getting through about 3 or 4 side missions could still roughly take you close to an hour. Just get, you know, between the dialogue, getting to the location, doing the combat. You know what I mean? And I just want to finish that game so I can move on. But I'm enjoying Final Fantasy 16 though. I'm really enjoying it.
Is going to be very grindy, attempting to unlock all of your masteries, leveling up your weapons and sigils, and fighting in-game raids on the hardest game modes. Unlike MMORPGs, the post-story quests given vary drastically, and each of them are just as important as fighting a raid boss and just as fun. Just to give you more insight, these are the different types of quests that you're going to be able to accept, and as you jump into them, it'll have all of these. And so I only have up to hard unlocked right now, but we're going to be able to progress further and further as I unlock more difficulties. And so with bosses, you're going to get treasures. Conquest is going to be leveling materials. This is going to be for trying to raise the level of your weapon. Horde is going to be for level weapon mats, like leveling up your weapon materials. Survival, mastery points and XP. Explore for mastery points and XP. These quests could vary from defending the ship to collecting coins across the map, and you know, everyone run across the map. We're gonna have fun. It's gonna be a mad dash. Who can get as many?
I don't know why the music is like distracting me. I don't know what's going on with that. I don't know what the hell just happened.
Coins as possible. Now, each of these quests are gonna be required to progress your gear, giving different characters a chance to shine in certain situations. Not only focusing on who can do the most single target DPS damage. The AoE characters are gonna shine, buff characters are gonna shine. Like each character is gonna have a different.
Yo, look at this. Level 66, level 45, level 52. Well, man, like how many hours was it to put in to get there? Let's see. Lock on L2, guard L1. Okay, so that's like block, I'm guessing. Okay, there's a dodge button, R2. Skills R1, onslaught, attack. I guess onslaught is like an ultimate type of move, like a special move. You have attack, jump, and yeah, a link attack. I'm guessing it's probably a combination between your character and maybe another party member. Maybe you guys do an attack, like a double team attack, maybe. That's what link sounds like to me. Like you're linking up, like you're connecting with something else. You're linking up with another party member. That's my guess. I mean, which would make sense if you have party members. It would be dope. I mean, with Final Fantasy 16, that could have been fire. They could have had you be able to have a joint attack with your party members. Because when I've played Final Fantasy 16, like as I'm fighting, like I have it set to where I don't have to tell my teammates what to do. I think there's a way to play where you can actually tell the dog, like you could tell him like when to attack, when to heal you, things like that. I'm like, I don't really want to control him. I just want to focus on my own combat. But it would have been dope if they had some kind of option to be able to do, like, even if there was like a meter, like a tag team meter, where once that meter is filled up, you know, you and whoever you have in your party, whether it's the dog or the girl or any other random guy, if there was like a way to like do like a joint ability attack, you know what I mean? Like some kind of tag team attack with a nice little cutscene. Well, it doesn't have to be a cutscene, but just something tag teamish. You know, that would have been pretty fire. I think they missed the opportunity with that. Combat is still fun, but that would have been a nice additional touch that I don't. I think it would have done nothing but added value because it would have made your teammates. I guess you would acknowledge them more within combat. Because when I'm fighting in the game in Final Fantasy 16, I'm barely paying attention or even noticing my teammates in the combat.
Chance to excel at something when it comes to these post-story quests. The devs have stated there's 100+ hours of post-story content, and just 10 hours into that, I can see that they weren't lying. And this content isn't just filler content, it actually feels very satisfying and rewarding to play through. I feel like Granblue Fantasy Relink is gonna live and die though by its player base. As long as the queues are popping fast, this game is extremely fun and will stay fun. But should things ever slow up, clearing these quests with your own party will be dreadful. It's gonna take tons of grinding just to max out one character, so having to do this for a full party of 4 is likely gonna cause players just to stop playing. You'll never have to worry though about playing solo if you join my Discord and subscribe to the channel. I really would appreciate it if you guys help me get this video to 100 likes, but I apologize for the interruption. Let's get back to the review. We touched on combat earlier, so let's dive deeper into it now. The combat has been insanely satisfying, but my biggest concern is the targeting sucks so bad that it's almost worthless to use. When you target an enemy the character locks on so aggressively, it makes it very hard to maneuver around the map and move the camera. They've already acknowledged this issue though, and they're working on a fix, so it shouldn't be a deal breaker, but I don't want to just talk about how good the game is. I also want to talk about some of the cons that I've had experience with the game. Once you get past the camera issue though, the fighting has been rewarding, and after 20 hours of playing, I'm still not bored playing the same character. Each character has a significant different playstyle, allowing for massive diversity when it comes to choosing which character you want to main. Every character also has a unique mechanic that you have to master to play them effectively and get the maximum damage output out of them. Another plus side to having unique characters is that in 100+ hours, however long it takes me to max out my character, if I get bored, I can pick another character I'm interested in and get an entirely new experience. This is the roster that you're actually gonna have to unlock, and everyone else is actually given to you by default for free. But we can see that these characters vary drastically. Like Charlotta, she's gonna be focusing on dealing combo damage and just doing non-stop attacks. Don Goza, who's probably gonna be one of my mains, focuses on doing slow, perfectly timed, big, like satisfying punches, if that makes sense. Fairy, she's going to be hitting you with the whip, Castlevania style. I don't even like this weapon, but she's one of my mains. Now,
Okay, Fairy got that reach. She can fight with that distance. I like that.
Maya's a fan favorite that pretty much everyone loves, which is just a swordsman that focuses on a butterfly mechanic, and the more butterflies you have, the more damage your DPSs do, or your skills will do.
Okay.
And so those are like the top, those kind of play similar, but just to switch to a completely different play style, we have Vasaraga, who's going to be a big tanky character that can just tank damage while he dishes out his DPS, and is going to, I believe he scales based off of how much damage he receives as he's building up these attacks. So you can see, okay, just another one. Zeta jumps in the air and spins. Lots of character diversity.
Well, he said
when it
jumps
comes
in the air
to
and spins.
Zeta jumps in the air and spins. Lots of character diversity when it comes to what type of units you want to play in this game. The combat feels Tales of Arise-esque, where you need to manage your resources and your character mechanic to deal damage, so that's a really good comparison if you need more info when it comes to combat. Mastering and maxing out the gear on your character is going to be the biggest driving force to keep you playing this game. The grind is going to be so long, I can't even begin to imagine putting a timeline on it, but think of it as like an...
Earlier he mentioned that playing this game solo is going to be a heavy grind because you have to grind out each character individually in order to get them to level up. So what I'm trying to figure out, does he mean like if you have a party, like as you can see right here, it's like a party of 4. Wait, can you not have a party of you and like 3 other NPCs? Is that what you're saying? Like you can't play with a party of 4, but it's only you that's a live player, and you have 3 other NPCs. Like 3 other NPCs that are in the fight with you, and if you win the battle or whatever, when you gain XP, they can't gain XP as well? Is that what he means? And then obviously if you want to pick those other NPCs, Yeah, I mean, if they're gaining XP with you, then obviously that means they leveled up as well. Whether it's some characters need more to level up or less or whatever, or based on how much damage, how much input they put in the battle, depends on how much, like directly depends on how much XP they'll be able to get. But what I'm trying to say is, that can you not have NPCs fill out your party? And if you can, do they not gain XP? Like that's basically what I'm trying to say. Because he made it sound like if you play by yourself, you're not gonna have any NPCs with you, and on top of that, if you decide that you want to play with other characters, you might be at like level 20. Then you have to go pick a level 1 character. Anybody else, because if they wasn't in your party or if you wasn't playing with them, they didn't gain no XP. No XP across the board. It's just who you're playing as. I mean, that's kind of rough. You know what I mean? Like, I mean, in a game like this, I mean, if you're playing by yourself, I mean, even if you used to have it where it's like in Final Fantasy 16, you have a party that's with you. Even if you barely see them attack or barely see them do much of anything, if you can at least have them there, they might do a couple attacks, but nothing too crazy, and they can still gain XP. Maybe not as much as you, but at least half of what you do, half of whatever you gain. That way it doesn't feel super grindy when you want to play with other characters. I mean, because he's saying like the game is great, but the only thing is that if you don't have people to play with, you might burn out. So that's kind of tough right there. I'm not gonna lie, not everybody has a community of, or not even a community, maybe 3 or 4 friends that's into the same video games that they are into. You know what I mean? You might be into this game, but you might have a best friend that might be into a racing car game, or it might be into a fighting game, or might be only into story-based games like The Last of Us. But you want to play a game like this, so you're gonna have to run into randoms. You know what I mean? And I'm just saying.
MMORPG when it comes to character progression. The gearing is pretty straightforward once you get past the grind. Sigils are what are used for armor, and they grant stats as well as effects. I believe we'll be able to unlock up to 10 sigil slots, allowing for significant diversity when it comes to build, even within the same character. To give a quick TLDR, if you're looking to buy this game for the story or the solo experience, it may not be worth it for you. The story is a fun short spurt, however, it's about 10% of the actual content within the game. The other 90% of post-story content is going to be very hard to clear offline due to the amount of time and investment it takes to max out one character. If these two things don't bother you, then Granblue Fantasy Relink is one of the most fun games I've ever played in recent years and worth every penny. If this video has convinced you to buy the game or you need more information, I'll have a video linked right here covering the basic mechanics of the game. Thank you for your time, and I'll catch you in the next one.
Okay. Alright, so I mean that was cool. That was a very informative video. I liked the video. I gave him a like. Just tag the legend. That's the name of the channel. Yeah, good video. I want to say one thing about the game. From what I was seeing, all I'm seeing as far as like the gameplay, now that I notice, it looks like it's all like boss
How that
fights.
feels Tales of Arise-esque.
Like each fight is him. He has a team of people and they're fighting like some giant like monster. From what I'm seeing, right?
The grind is gonna be so long.
All right, he's fighting this big old.
I can't even
I don't know if it's a griffin or is that a big old eagle.
begin to imagine putting a timeline on it. But think of it.
It's a griffin. Yeah, why every game wants to have a griffin? This has a griffin. What's the other one? That I'm covering. Dragon's Dogma has a griffin. They want to throw a griffin in every game. What's another fight? Another fight that I saw him doing. Over here.
My character.
Look at this.
If I get
Is
bored,
this,
I can pick another character I'm interested in and get it in.
Looks like another dragon that looks like a griffin, but it's like a lizard. All right. So it's like a boss area, like some random in the middle of nowhere, foggy in the background area.
output out of them. Another plus
So I don't know where this is, but it looks like another boss fight. What's this over here? Okay, this is the same Griffin. Hold up. What's this?
heal to 100 life.
This is some, I don't know what this is.
But I apologize for the interruption. Let's get back to the
But
review.
whatever this is, it looks like another boss fight. Alright. What's this?
Everyone run across the map. We're gonna have fun. It's gonna be a mad dash.
It looks like some mini game with a gunner.
Who can get as many coins as possible.
Okay.
Now each of these in fighting
What's
in
this?
game
This is the dragon again. What's this?
G's for the story. This game may not be
This looks
for
like
you.
another
Now if you don't
another boss fight with a, what's that, a minotaur?
mind playing online with
Yeah, it's like a minotaur.
80% if you played
And-
any other JRPG.
It looks like they're fighting one guy in like a crowd, with a crowd around him.
Luckily, the stage design made
But it looks like a boss fight the way the fight is
up
going.
for that easily.
All right. So let me get this straight, and then I'll end it right here.
Probably should.
This already looks like another boss fight too, right? So this must be early on in the game because she's level 1. So is this game? Is it just strictly like, all right, cutscene, and then boss fight, cutscene, and then boss fight, cutscene, and then maybe running around, and then a boss fight? Because he didn't show any like fights where he's like fighting just a bunch of like random like regular looking enemies in like an open area. Every fight that he's shown is like you're in some kind of like secluded area and you're fighting something that's not the same size as you. So except for that one fight that we just saw over here, except for this fight right
for
here.
that easily. I was extremely impressed by.
I'm curious as to like, is it just mainly boss battle combat? But I'll say this: the game looks cool. I like the visuals. I like the anime style for the cutscenes and the gameplay. The gameplay looks similar to like Final Fantasy 16, very flashy, a lot of colors, epic, epic scale abilities. Where you're basically doing some type of move that looks like you're gonna destroy a whole town with it. So it looks cool. It looks cool. It comes out. It says it comes out in like February 1st. All right. But I'm catching videos of people saying they damn near beat the game already. So like, I don't understand what that means. Did they get early copies? I don't know. But I'll keep it in mind. Looks cool.